Shuffle. Films tight from fresh live from the stage. Motherfucker. You are watching Trailer Talks Wrestling, live from Michigan. Now, live from Muskegon, Michigan, this is Tiger Talks Wrestling. Like, comment, subscribe, or be trusted. Jungle. Films tight from
Hi guys, welcome to Tiger Talks Wrestling. First one in quite a while here. Getting a couple things situated. Thank you, Gunshot. I see you're in the comment section. Gave me a like. Appreciate it. Let's pause that. I'll be reading questions in there. It's just probably gonna be a short video. We'll see how it goes. Answer any questions if you guys have any for anybody who comes in. But it's mainly Loot Crate unboxing. So I was planning on doing this probably about a couple months ago, but unfortunately, it took a lot longer for them to send the Loot Crate box than what I was expecting. I paid for it back in March, I believe it was, towards the end of March. So the box is supposed to come April or May, and it never came until this past Saturday. So issues there. After I had sent a message saying, hey, I just want my money back. Don't bother sending them to me because it's taking too long. And then they finally sent it to me. Yeah, I seen your account, Twitter account had gotten hacked, so you made a new one. All right. So as you can see here, so we do got the Slam Crate. I'm going to back up the computer some. Try to get a little bit more of it in the picture. There you go. So, haven't opened it yet. We're going to open it together. See what we get in here. Do still plan on doing the game show at some point. I noticed when I started this, though, they're getting rid of the Hangouts on air on YouTube, so it'll be interesting to see how exactly I'll be able to, how things will change if they do on YouTube here, once they make some changes going forward. All right, now to figure out how this thing opens. Glad you joined in, Gunshot. I know I changed the date and then changed the time a couple different times here for this. Moment. Get rid of that. And then I started a little early tonight because I had nothing better to do and was ready to go. Yeah, it's just a little group that I've got on Facebook. Oops, wrong one. Helps if I get the right utensil out here. Open up this box. All right. Let's be the first of maybe two if they send me the second box that I had paid for that I didn't intend to pay for. For unboxing, and then I might do more of these if I decide to get something different than just this, but I won't go through these guys again. Like I said, it took forever for them to send anything. Oh. Interesting. I'm going to move the camera around a little bit, so yes, do it. There we go. So you can see there, WWE Slam Crate. Shows you a little bit of what's in the box. I'll grab these out and show you individually what we've got here in just a moment. Get that back situated. I'll talk a little bit about this past weekend too, because it was quite the wrestling weekend here that we just had. Question is, what's in the loot crate? Yeah, you're about to find out. I think this is the second box. I think the first box, the actual one I paid for originally, was supposed to be an NXT box. This isn't NXT wise. Oh, nice. So here's the first thing you get. It says then, now, forever, WWE shirt. Pretty nice. Got, looks like the Ultimate Warrior, Randy Savage, Macho Man. And got the Undertaker, I believe, for then. Now you got, of course, like Charlotte Flair, John Cena, and Seth Rollins, and then forever. That's a pretty nice t-shirt. The first part of the unboxing. Welcome into whoever the other person is watching. Haven't missed anything. This shirt's first thing I opened. It's a gray shirt. Looks pretty nice, in my opinion. Right size and everything. All right, so that's the first part. That's a new t-shirt. Oh. Special edition Seth Rollins. Collectible. Looks pretty cool. Hey, Riley. Good to see you. Looks like it's just like a little Seth Rollins action figure. That's adult collectible, not a toy. Celebrate one of WrestleMania's greatest superstars with the special edition Seth Rollins WWE Slam Stars figure, designed by Brian Beatty of the Creation Crib. This limited edition variant features Rollins in some of his most iconic ring gear. That's pretty cool. Maybe we'll open that up later. We'll see. Oh, that's pretty cool. Very nice. And we got ourselves, you can see without the glare, a WWE World Heavyweight Championship pin. I might have to figure out something to put that on. That's a pretty nice looking pin. And we got some WrestleMania 35 pins, side plate pins, it says. Those are pretty nice looking. Got the WrestleMania logo from this past WrestleMania. Bottom of the box, you got this. A little picture of Undertaker stuff that he sat down after his WrestleMania loss to Roman Reigns in the middle of the ring. It says on the back, got a little bit of WrestleMania information, tells you what all came in the box. It's a WrestleMania Loot Crate box. Hey, thank you, Gunshot, posting a link to the live on Twitter. Appreciate that. It says, Mania, the biggest moments, the biggest superstars, the biggest stage. WrestleMania only comes once a year. The show's excitement, energy, and anticipation last all year long. You're ready to be a part of the Mania. Exclusive WrestleMania t-shirt, as you see in the shirt there. Celebrate WrestleMania then, now, and forever with this awesome Superstar tee featuring these WrestleMania legends Seth Rollins, John Cena, Ultimate Warrior, Macho Man Randy Savage, The Undertaker, and Charlotte Flair. Artist Rocky Davies. He did a pretty good job with that shirt. Exclusive WWE Slam Star Seth Rollins collectible figure variant. He became the WWE World Heavyweight Champion at WrestleMania 31 and is the only superstar to cash in his Money in the Bank contract at this main event. True still to this day. Celebrate Seth freaking Rollins with this limited edition WWE Slam Stars figure variant and iconic ring gear. Artist Brian Beatty, correction for that. So kind of ironic mentioning that Seth Rollins did cash in Money in the Bank contract at WrestleMania 31. Became a triple threat match. He took the title away from Brock Lesnar when he pinned the WWE World Heavyweight Championship from Brock Lesnar when he pinned Roman Reigns at the time. And then last night, of course, we all seen Brock Lesnar would cash in Money in the Bank contract on Seth Rollins and became the new Universal Champion. So there we go with that. You guys seen the exclusive WrestleMania side plate pin set? Take some Mania with you wherever you go with these WrestleMania side plate pins, and an exclusive WWE Championship enamel pin that I showed you. It says join the ranks of World Heavyweight Champions like John Cena, AJ Styles, and Daniel Bryan with this pin. Come chat wants to know, does anybody else think that there should be a backyard wrestler named These Nuts? Maybe. So there's the bottom part of the box. That's what it all looks like going in. That was everything that was in there. Pretty much. Other than one more thing. We got a little thing here. As you can see, you can look right through it, but there is something inside. So we'll find out what the last thing is here. Because now I see there's only one of you watching. You guys got YouTube, anybody who's in there wants to give me any questions about anything, whether it's related to this or wrestling from this past weekend or anything in general, go for it. I'll let you know updates on a couple things once I get done with this. What is it? What is it? What is it? Oh, nice. Very cool Balor Club looking poster there. That might have to go up on a wall. I'd say it wasn't too bad of a loot crate. You know, I was a little ticked off it took so long to get here, but I'm glad that I got it. I'm doing pretty good. Things in life are all right, so can't complain. Not a person that thinks there should be somebody with that name. Yeah, probably not. Seems like a nickname. These nuts, but or something that you call somebody. They're nuts. So yeah, that was the loot crate, the slam crate, whatever you want to call it. It's called both on the box, I believe. So again, that was the first of possibly 2 of these, and I might go with something different. I might do more reveal type shows like this if people like it, if they enjoy it. If not, I won't worry about doing them again. But we'll see how this video does after we're off the air, since not getting many people in to watch it now. I know I haven't really promoted it that much out on social media, but oh well. It was just a way to see how many people were paying attention or how many people are perhaps subscribed or have rang that little bell to get notifications when I go live. It was a joke. You were joking around. Yeah, that's fine. That's all good. So yeah, let's talk a little bit about this past weekend. A lot of wrestling over the last couple days. We had AEW's Fight for the Fallen, which I watched the pre-show the other night. I was at work, unfortunately, when it was actually on live. So I watched the pre-show the other night, finally watched the main show this afternoon before I came on. Glad to know that you've got the notifications on, Gunshot. I thought it was a decent show, in my opinion. Out of their 3 shows so far, I still think that their first show, Double or Nothing, was the best of the 3. That might be just my opinion, but that's my opinion. As for that, I think you meant to say Brock Lesnar can go show for the Universal Championship up his ass. I think you meant shove the Universal Championship up his ass, but I'm hoping that it won't be that long of a reign, or if it is, that we'll see more of Brock Lesnar now that we know he's not going back to UFC anyway. Paul Heyman's in charge of Raw now, so who knows? It might be interesting. We'll see. I won't doubt Paul Heyman. That's for sure. But yeah, like I said, Fight for the Fallen was a good show. The best match on the show, in my opinion, was probably the main event when the Brotherhood went against the um, Young Bucks. That was a very good match. I did enjoy Kenny Omega and Chima, though, as well. Chima, however it's pronounced, I'm not exactly positive. I am a big fan of Sammy Guevara, so I was really impressed by some of the things that he did in the six-man tag to kick off the show, the main show. So that was pretty good. Now, besides that, also on Saturday night, we had on the WWE Network for the first time ever, another promotion got a chance to show their stuff. Kinda. As WWE was a part of it as well, as we've seen NXT superstars involved in 205 Live. As we've seen Evolve get their first chance on WWE Network. And in my opinion, for the Evolve show, I was impressed by a lot of those guys. It was the first time I've seen a lot of them. But their champion versus champion match, that match was insane and was my favorite match of the whole show. Not to take anything away from Adam Cole and Akira Tozawa, but I still thought that Austin Theory and JD Drake were the show stealers on Evolve's main show. Lots to look forward to. It'll be interesting to see if WWE puts more of Evolve on their WWE network, or if that will be just a once in a while thing, or what will happen with that. It was nice to see a different company get a chance to shine a little bit on there. However, I would have rather have seen the champion versus champion match go on as the main event instead of Adam Cole and Akira Tozawa, because it's Evolve. It wasn't a WWE show. So that's just my opinion. I know Akira Tozawa and Adam Cole both have worked in Evolve, or DG USA as it was called when Akira Tozawa was in there. But it was still a fun show. I'm not going to say what I thought was better of any of these shows, because I thought they all brought certain aspects to the fans, if you will, and everybody has their own favorites. I am a huge WWE fan and will continue to be, but I'm liking what AEW is doing as well, and I was very impressed by Evolve. So it's just a good time to be a wrestling fan. So that was Saturday night. Of course, we've got last night at Extreme Rules. Gunshot mentions I liked how Nakamura won the Intercontinental Championship. Now we can have Finn versus Kofi Kingston at SummerSlam for the WWE Championship. Maybe. We'll see. Who knows where that's going to go. We could see potentially a Finn Balor heel turn at some point and see him join the club too. We'll just have to wait and see. Gunshot also said, I feel like they took the U.S. title off of Ricochet too early. He just won the title. Why are they going to take it off of him already? Something to do with the storyline, I'd imagine, but I figured AJ was going to win the title. I'm not a huge fan of Ricochet losing it that quick either, but it happened. Nothing we can do to change it, unfortunately. I will say Braun Strowman and Bobby Lashley had an amazing last man standing match last night. I was very impressed, though. Mostly impressed. I know a lot of people complain that it shouldn't have been anybody's really favorite match of the night, but it was mine with The Undertaker's performance last night. Him and Roman Reigns and Shane McMahon and Drew McIntyre and Elias, who got involved, put on one hell of a match and one hell of a story, really, in that match. I can't wait to see Drew McIntyre versus The Undertaker, which was heavily teased throughout that match. Because I think that the Dead Man and the Scottish Psychopath will put on a clinic, and I think Drew will bring out the best in The Undertaker and vice versa. Whenever that happens, whether that be SummerSlam, whether that be next year's WrestleMania, I'm just excited to see it happen. And that match was my favorite match, really, of the night. I enjoyed all of Extreme Rules. I'm not a huge fan of Brock Lesnar winning the Universal title at the end of the show, but I'll still watch and see where exactly we go from there. Gunshot mentions, I'm loving Kevin Owens right now and his pipe bomb promos. Guess what, idiot? There's more than one microphone. Yeah, I'm enjoying the side of Kevin Owens right now, too. KO needed a new direction, in my opinion, and I'm glad they're giving him this chance to see how he can do as a babyface, so as to speak. And I think he can run with it because he's proven he's great on the microphone, whether he's heel or face. And he's just speaking what the fans want to hear from somebody. And he's speaking for the fans pretty much in this feud with Shane McMahon. I have a feeling that we'll probably see KO and Shane O'Mac at SummerSlam, but who knows? Now, speaking of SummerSlam, The next time I know for sure that I will be on the air will be sometime right around SummerSlam weekend, as I will have the NXT TakeOver Toronto and SummerSlam prediction show. Now, if anybody is interested in joining that, just let me know. Tell me on Facebook or Twitter, get a hold of me, and we'll talk, and I'll figure out some people hopefully be in for the prediction show. If not, oh well. But I'll give my predictions anyway for those two shows. Yeah, nice to see you, Mr. Awesome. He digs Lesnar as champion again. Some people do. Some people are happy to see Lesnar win it, but I'm a huge Seth Rollins fan. I'd rather see Rollins get more of a chance to have it. And I know he had it for 98 days, but still, the only feud he had was with Baron Corbin, and that wasn't right for Rollins, in my opinion. But Corbin didn't deserve that spot. Gunshot wants to know what my thoughts on CM Punk's return to that random indie show and GTS somebody and then leaving. My thoughts on that? No proof for certain that it was CM Punk. It's heavily, many people say it was, and I'm sure it probably was. But he also had sent out a tweet during Extreme Rules last night, something to do with the show. But he was watching it apparently, but he went around and deleted the tweet right after he posted it too. So I don't know what to think of CM Punk right now. I'm kind of hoping he'll return to wrestling at some point. Do I think it'll be WWE? Probably not. However, there's this little event called All Out coming up here at the end of August in Chicago, Illinois. For some odd reason, I don't know why Chicago and CM Punk would have me thinking it, but for some odd reason, I think CM Punk might have a small chance of showing up at that All Out event. But we'll see. Glad you could join us, Mr. Awesome, anyway. Sure, I probably mentioned that already, but and since you came in late, you can go back and rewatch the show at some point and see what exactly came in the Loot Crate. You say that Brock Lesnar is the only one on Raw that has megastar status that fits the championship. I guess, but you can't rely on him because he's a part-time superstar, in my opinion. That's the main thing I hate about Brock Lesnar being champion. He's not around enough. And then you don't have the Universal Championship showcased as it should be. I don't know what I'm going to do with this thing. Awesome. I'm back. Bischoff Demon and a cocky ass smile. We might see that on SmackDown tomorrow night. He's in charge of SmackDown starting tomorrow night, so executive producer or whatever he's called. Gunshot wants to know what my thoughts are on Hangman Page versus Chris Jericho for the AEW Championship. I know a lot of people really liked that championship. It's not terrible, in my opinion, but I wasn't too impressed by it, to be honest. I mean, it's better looking than the Universal Championship, but that doesn't take much. And it's way better looking than that 24/7 hubcap. As for Hangman Page versus Chris Jericho, I think they're going to have a lengthy match at All Out, and Jericho's going to focus on Hangman's injured left knee throughout the match, I'm sure. As for a winner, I might hold off on that. I haven't decided yet, but I might do some AEW prediction shows here in the future as well. And that might be my first one, All Out. But we'll see. Mr. Awesome says that the AEW title looks a bit cluttered to him. He loves every New Japan Pro Wrestling title, however. Those are beautiful. Yeah, I wasn't sure if it looked, I guess cluttered would be the right word for it. It looked too big almost in a way to me. Gunshot wants to know my thoughts on the new NUW New York Championship. That title is nice. I think whoever created it, whether it was Ustalo, because I know he creates some titles for some companies around New York area, or if it was somebody else. I don't know who exactly did. I think they did a pretty good job with that New York Championship, and I'm looking forward to seeing the NUW, Newburgh Underground Wrestling Backyard Rumble 3 here in the next couple weeks. Should be interesting to see Shadow Grim enter #1 and put up his NUW Undisputed Championship against 29 other competitors in that Battle Royal Rumble match, if you will. All right. I can't really say anything about the New Japan Pro Wrestling titles. I've never really looked that closely at them. I will mention that somebody, after Shinsuke Nakamura won the Intercontinental Championship last night, I seen there's people on Twitter that were saying he was the first man to ever hold the New Japan Pro Wrestling Intercontinental Championship and the WWE Intercontinental Championship. However, I also seen they were corrected, as one other man did that before him, and that was Chris Jericho, who honestly I completely forgot won the New Japan Pro Wrestling Intercontinental Championship. I don't care what we talk about, whether it's pro wrestling or YouTube wrestling. My thoughts on Owen Devine bringing back EWF. To be honest, I haven't really watched a whole lot of that yet. So, sorry to Scorpion and all the guys there. I'm slacking, thank God I watched some of their stuff here eventually still, but I've been busy with other things too, so. You felt like MVP did it before, but you were wrong? I know MVP did go and wrestle in New Japan for a while, but I don't know if he ever won the Intercontinental title there. I know he's Intercontinental and U.S. champion. I think he was Intercontinental champion anyways in WWE. I know he was U.S. champion a couple times. So I see there's going to be a big 10-man battle royal on Raw tonight to determine who will go on to face Brock Lesnar for the Universal title at SummerSlam. If you guys didn't see it yet, we got quite the field for that match. Oh, MVP was the first, you believe, Mr. Awesome believed, but WWE, he didn't apparently. He might. Like I said, I wasn't sure if he ever won the Intercontinental title in WWE or not. I knew he was U.S. champion a couple times. I thought he was Intercontinental, but maybe not. I guess not. Whatever. But anyway, the 10 men who will be vying for that shot originally apparently was supposed to be Daniel Bryan in there. However, he's been replaced by Sami Zayn. Let me see if I can find it. Cross-branded, 10 men. You got SmackDown Live has a couple individuals in that match. And we've got mostly Raw superstars in there. I just want to go through this real quick. I'll get back to what you're saying, Gunshot, in a minute. What was your guys' favorite matches from Extreme Rules or any other shows this weekend? I'm interested in knowing while I'm looking for something here. Ah, there it is. So from SmackDown Live, you got new SmackDown Tag Team Champion Big E. You got Roman Reigns, and you got the Viper, Randy Orton. Then from Raw, you got 7 representatives. As you got Baron Corbin, who shouldn't be in this match, in my opinion. The Monster Among Men, Braun Strowman, Rey Mysterio, Cesaro, Sami Zayn, Bobby Lashley, and Seth Rollins, the former Universal Champion. Some interesting matches we could see happen at SummerSlam out of those guys. You could see a rematch from SummerSlam a few years ago between Orton and Lesnar, rather. We could see another Rollins and Lesnar match. We could see another Reigns and Lesnar match. Or we could see a new opponent for him. It could be Lashley and Lesnar. It could be Big E and Lesnar, for that matter. Who knows? Or Strowman and Lesnar again. that'll be interesting. And also, there's a fatal four-way match to determine who will face Becky Lynch for the Raw Women's title. SmackDown's Carmella will face Raw's Alexa Bliss, Natalia, and Naomi in a fatal four-way match to determine that. So, a lot to look forward to on tonight's Raw. Gunshot says, speaking of YouTube wrestling or backyard wrestling, I'm liking what MEBW has done so far. They pretty much revolutionized backyard wrestling. I'm subscribed to their channel, but haven't really watched that much yet either. More people that have done that, and this is a shout out to you, Mr. Austin. The guys over at BYW Mania, they have revolutionized backyard wrestling as well. Okay. I need that to go backwards. And that's play that. There we go. Gunshot mentions I want to see another match between Will Ospreay and Zack Sabre Jr. They've had some pretty classic matches. Might be good. Mr. Awesome mentions haven't been keeping up with WWE in terms of watching AEW, though. Catching my eye. Yeah, they've been catching my eye, too. As for that, no idea if they have, and well, that's the point, I guess. As for the other stuff mentioned, though. Doesn't have to be WWE, as I said, anything that happened this weekend, because we had Evolve on WWE Network, you had Extreme Rules, you had AEW's Fight for the Fallen. Anything that was watched. That's not a tag me because it didn't show that. Let's look at that. As for guest-wise on here, I will eventually be returning with some guests. I just haven't talked to anybody recently about coming onto the show. It's been kind of slowish in the community right now, so. But somebody's been trying to talk me into changing up my show a little bit, too. That hasn't happened yet, anyway. It might at some point. Gunshot says, has anybody been paying attention to Lucha Underground? Because I haven't paid attention to it. I haven't had time. Nope, can't say I have. Never really watched Lucha Underground, so. Interesting. Yeah, I know, it's not my fault. Most people have been low-key all year, consider how lit 2017 was to now. Yeah, a lot of things have changed over the last 2 years, that's for sure. And honestly, I know there's a bunch of really UIW or YouTube wrestling shows out there that have still been putting on stuff, but they're the, no offense to them, but they're the lower tier, not the upper tier guys. And the only more well-known company that's been putting on stuff is NUW. Because we haven't seen anything from UWE in months. BTW's gone dark. And will never be back again from what I've been hearing. And if they will be, it'll be brand new competitors there. I do think that UWF is going to be up there with NUW sooner rather than later, but they're just not quite to there yet. I know DBW's had some shows out. Apparently, I made an understatement of some part at some part of what I said. Huh. I did not see that. Yesterday, Tommaso Ciampa actually put out a tweet. He was at Evolve apparently yesterday. 4 months out of neck surgery. What an absolute freak. Send your prayers and well wishes to Adam Cole. Big Daddy Ciampa wants Goldie back, baby. Had an Evolve meet and greet yesterday. It's looking like he's doing well. Be nice to see how Tommaso Ciampa gets back into the fold once he's cleared and ready to compete again. We'll go right back into that title picture. What he'll do. Speaking of Adam Cole, I have my own predictions that we'll get into later for the Undisputed Era and what I think the rest of this year is going to mean for them. I'll get into that when I do the prediction show for TakeOver and SummerSlam in a couple weeks, 3-4 weeks. Gunshot says I've been getting ready for my final year of high school, so I've had a lot of exams coming up, so I haven't had time to pay attention to some wrestling. And I'll tell you this much, I'm all set and ready to go for the game show that myself and my co-host are planning on doing. I'm just waiting on that co-host to get his stuff situated and ready to go. And then I just got to figure out what day and who all is going to be the first 3 contestants on the show. Last Gunshot just got a job, so I'm kind of busy with that too, but I have had time to pay attention to some wrestling. That's good that you get some time to pay attention to wrestling. Ooh, Triple H. Right, damn it, Tommy Don. Speaking of which, I'm gonna have to DM you some information for that game show here again too, Mr. Awesome. Apparently, we want to change up our theme song that we're gonna go with. He decided he didn't want to do a mix-up of songs now. But he did like our logo for it that you made, so that's a plus. Don is probably busy with the chicken that he was talking about on the one episode, but yeah, he's probably busy with that. Could be. Very well could be. Hopefully, I showed you Gunshot with notes he was in here for. Hopefully, you guys could see good enough the items that I got in the Loot Crate box. If not, I could show anything off again. Again, for the Slam Crate or Loot Crate, as it's called both. Slam Crate powered by Loot Crate. I originally purchased my first box back in, I believe it was towards the end of March. It was supposed to come either in April or May, one or the other. I never got the first box until just this past Saturday. I believe it was Friday or Saturday. And Friday, that's what it was. And that was after I had finally gotten a hold of the company and told them I wanted a refund and not to bother sending me the boxes. I just felt like it was taking way too long to wait 4 months before you get the first one that was supposed to be sent out like a month later. So I wouldn't advise going through them. And if I get any more crates, I might have one more on the way eventually from them. But after that, I'll be going through something else and getting something different. because I didn't think that was professional at all, to be honest. And Gunshot says, if I want, you have some free time on your hands. Well, I thought you just said you had a job and schoolwork to do. You could be on the production show? You mean the game show? But yeah, this is what the, I didn't show the back part of this. I showed the Undertaker side of it, but this is what the back part of the WrestleMania sign that came in the box says. Looks like, and it says everything that was in there. No, it didn't mention that Finn Balor poster. So I do, but I do have a little free time. Well, it's best to message me on Twitter or Facebook if you want to get involved with anything. So. But yeah, it came with a Finn Balor poster, WrestleMania T-shirt. It says "Then Now Forever." Seth Rollins collectible figure variant, WrestleMania side plate pin set, and WWE Championship enamel pin. So since you came in late, if you want to see any of those and without going backwards, just let me know, Mr. Awesome. I can show you. I got it all out still. Otherwise, pretty soon here we're going to wrap things up, I think. So didn't figure this would be too long of a show because I didn't figure many people would tune in during the live show. So I wasn't promoting it, really. That's interesting. Like I kind of help out the wrestling community. Yeah, you gotta love that image from the Undertaker doing the throat slash to Drew McIntyre popping up behind him from Extreme Rules last night. That was great. I gotta get what shirt on? Got When Worlds Collide 3, Dong got a clothesline coming? And Dong's not probably gonna come to When Worlds Collide 3. He's too much of a coward. Besides, we made up, remember? That would be interesting. Sammy G! Ooh, I thought you didn't like you. That would be interesting for you. Shiesty is still Shiesty. Yeah, you're right. Can't can't deny on that one. I mean, I will say this: Tommy Dong will still never, ever, ever get his own episode on Tiger Talks Wrestling. So he's too much of a loser to get that. Have to win matches first. All right. Yeah, like I said when I first came in, first started this, I did see that YouTube is going to be getting rid of the live hangouts on Google to use for live shows on here. I'm not sure what exactly they're going to have in place of it for people to be able to do stuff like this anymore besides just the camera. I don't know if we'll be able to send invites to people the same way or if things are going to change any. Mr. Hoffman says, for real though, I'm glad those guys like Eli and Jason are doing well now, killing it. That they are. They are killing it. I got my own Big Facts t-shirt. I have to pull it out that I bought from Eli a couple months ago at one of the shows. So. And I got a GLWA shirt. I got an H2 shirt. I've got, of course, that Extreme Luchador shirt that I got at 105 too. Along with a couple other shirts that I gotten from the guys. Now, if I was to start being on a little more often but did other things, maybe not just the interviews, I want to know from people, not just from you two who are in here watching now, but from anybody who might watch later, what exactly they'd like to see on this channel if it wasn't just the interviews. If I was to do something different. Obviously, we got the game show that I'm hoping to do at some point once my co-host can get things situated on his end. That'd be interesting to see what people would like to see. Jason's shirt is really fire, no lie. You know, I've wanted to get me a Jason Page shirt. I just haven't done it yet. So that's on my bucket list. I don't know who that is, but hey. Gunshot says, so Tony, have you been watching Austin Creed, Johnny, Bernie, people like that on the BW? Time to PA people like that on EBW. Have you had time to pay attention? Yes, I've been watching EBW. I have seen Austin Creed. I have seen Johnny Burns. Somebody wants to know what I think of the winner of the Battle Royal tonight. I don't know who I think is going to win it out of those 10 men. I'd love to still see Bobby Lashley and Brock Lesnar at some point, honestly. I don't really think that's who will probably win it, but I'd love to see that at some point. I could see Seth Rollins winning. That's kind of where I think it'll go. Yeah, autocorrects is a pain in the ass, I know. I think Seth Rollins will probably end up winning it. I'd love to see a few other guys get it, but I honestly, a lot of people probably would say Braun Strowman they'd want to see win, but I don't want to see Strowman and Lesnar again. If we do get Rollins and Lesnar again, I hope it's a lot different than anything we've seen between those two already at SummerSlam. I don't want to see Orton and Lesnar again. We've seen that a couple years ago. Cesaro and Lesnar would be interesting. As with Big E and Lesnar. Definitely don't want to see Reigns and Lesnar. And Sami Zayn wouldn't hold a candle to Lesnar. Neither, I don't see Ray or Corbin getting the shot either. Johnson says same, and maybe some prediction shows or different type of interviews with YouTube wrestlers, indie wrestlers. That's one thing I've been talking with a couple different guys about. The one problem is, from what I've been talking with these guys, is they want me to kind of steer away from backyard wrestling and pretty much just do indie wrestlers. But there are some guys in NUW that I still want on the show. So I can't just ditch everything from YouTube wrestling, backyard wrestling, whatever you want to call it. I feel I owe them because they've done so much to help this channel in NUW. Guys like Navon McDonald and the Dark Side have both done a lot, as has Yankee, who I know we haven't seen a whole lot of, but he's done a lot for this channel too. So I can't just abandon NUW and all the other YouTube wrestling companies out there. Now, I'm not saying that all indie wrestlers would be against it because I have them guys on here, but from what I've heard, some guys would be. So, I don't know. My only issue is if I bring in indie wrestlers, some people I've talked to that aren't avid followers of this channel, but have watched some things on it, is they don't know where to find these wrestlers to see where they wrestle at. And indie wrestlers, I wouldn't even have really anything to go off of from their past matches really either, unless I ask them to send me stuff. So I'd have to figure out a different way, different kind of questions to ask them and getting to know more deeper with them, I guess, in a way. So Gunshot says Darkseid is his favorite YouTube wrestler right now. I don't blame you. Darkseid, I'm pretty impressed with the open challenges he's been doing for the NUW Continental Championship. So I've always been a fan of open challenges like that. I know personally for me, if I did go the indie wrestlers route, I don't know. I've always wanted to. I had a co-host when I first started Tiger Talks Wrestling. I've always kind of wanted to get it one again for interviews, but I think it's just easier to do it with two people where you can feed off of each other and not just try to create something yourself and not have dead air, so as to speak. All the talk shows I've seen, I mean, Big Time Mike did great with the Big Time Talk Show by himself, but then he even had to have Cameron Jackson come in and they did half and half, and then the FTC roundtable. So. Mr. Johnson says, I get why they would be like that, but to those that have moved on, like some insight on things now that time has passed or be advice given. Yeah. I don't know. I'd have to talk to some of those guys and figure out what exactly I'd want to do in that situation. Yeah, like I said, I wouldn't really have a whole lot. There's not a whole lot of indie wrestling stuff on YouTube that I'm aware of. I'm sure there's some there that I don't really know of, but what I've also heard, there might be connections to be able to talk to some pro wrestlers at some point too, if I ever got away from YouTube wrestling stuff as well, depending on who I talk to. And that would be interesting. Dumbasses. Sorry, I'm reading through different things on Twitter. I'm trying to get things going. Your question, Gunshot, I can answer that. It's a no. We've seen all that we're going to see of Mark Williams in NUW. I can confirm that already. Von McDonald had a blast with Mark Williams showing up there, but there's still people on the YouTube wrestling list for sure. They just need to come through. Love to hear from Corey Graves, people like that. You know, Corey Graves is one of the guys I'd like to have on here still that's been around a long time. That's just hashtag being facts. You got that right. Corey Graves, Jason Walker, if he ever comes out of the shadows and has a match again. I'm sure he wouldn't mind doing it if I talked to him about it. I know Adam Anderson's been dying to get on Tiger Talks Wrestling. Gunshot thinks that Shadow Grim will walk out still the NUW Undisputed Champion in the Backyard Rumble 3. Possibility. If Nevada McDonald's got anything to say about it, that's not going to happen, but that matter, if Nevada McDonald's got anything to say about it, Darkseid won't walk out as Continental Champion either. If he does, that's insane. I know, right? I mean, not even Roman Reigns could enter #1 in the Royal Rumble match a couple years ago and walk out still WWE champion. So if Shadow Grim can do it as NUW Undisputed Champion, then props to him. Please work my 2 to 10 shift this Wednesday. Jerry. I think we might be in for some surprises in that Backyard Rumble 3. But like I said, I know it won't be Mark Williams that'll be in there. I guess 17. I might have plans that. I don't know yet. But we'll see what Shadow Grim does. I mean, we know him and Mike Crillo will start out #1 and #2. Yeah, and that, who knows who I'll be in there. I think Scorpion's announced he will be. I'm sure a lot of the guys that we're used to in NUW lately will be in there. But I always love watching Rumble matches. So. All right. I know there's still some guys from KBW that I'd like to get on here too. But. Mr. Austin said, I feel we got some surprises coming how we just had Cam. That's true. That was a very big surprise. But you want to know what my take is on that break from reality? Jason Walker's latest video. I seen it the day he posted it. I seen that he had posted it, but I haven't actually watched the video yet. So I'll get back to you on that one. How long is that video anyway? If I can find it here. Oh, 3 minutes and 44 seconds? Oh, it's got nothing back then. Well, how about this? I'll watch it and give you my reaction right away right now. I'll even do you one better. Give Jason Walker a little bit of screen time here. Let me know if that's showing. It should be. Hopefully you guys are seeing this video right now.
A blood-black nothingness began to spin. It's sad that this is what it's come to, hasn't it? Where have all our heroes gone? The brother men, the master plan. Where are all the greatest sports entertainers to ever have entered an arena? Who's the supremacy now? Where are all the nitty-gritty and dirty people? I think my theories of perfection are flawed. Who's at the top? Where are all the vintage technical wrestlers at? Have they all went underground, or have they went almost professional? They've left us. It's true.
You've lost your touch. You stopped embracing the hate.
For 2 years, I've been on a reality trip, lost in dark hallways, intersectional byways, but you've remained. 1 foot in the grave, but still alive. It's a lot more than I can say for myself. We're more ghosts than people now. Being dead's one thing,
But being forgotten. Now that's a bitch.
Slaughterhouse in Newburgh doesn't make one a king. Mountain to climb, that's just not my thing. I'm not talking about you, Navon. I know what this seems. I'm calling out your other half. By all means. It seems that our friends over at WWE owe us a favor. See you soon, Novin. I have a lot more to say. Against the darkness, a tall fountain played.
That is very, very interesting. Wow. I never thought we would see a Jason Walker and open match, but it looks like perhaps we will in DVW. And I honestly am looking forward to that. We haven't seen Jason Walker really compete in a ring in probably at least 2 or 3 years. So it'll be interesting to see what he brings to the table. And Novin, we know what Novin can bring. As you mentioned, Mr. Awesome, Cinematic Walker at its finest. I have been very impressed by Jason Walker's videos over the last couple years, as he mentioned. That one being a breaking reality, that was very nice. But the reality videos that he's posted over the last couple years, that looked like it was leading to a match between him and Ever Creed, those were very well done. Props to him, or props to him if he's the only one that's been behind it. He's definitely great in that category as well. Not that he'll necessarily see it, but bravo to you, Jason Walker. We got a little bit of time here on Tiger Talks Wrestling now as well. So, again, he's another guy I would love to see, love to get on here at some point too. Gunshot did mention just before I started that, or when I was starting it, I got something even more insane. Imagine if the Phoenix Ustalo walked out as the new NUW Undisputed Champion. That would be insane and crazy. Yes, it would be. I don't think it'll happen, but you never know. But back to Novin and Jason Walker. It's almost a match like I said, I don't think I'd ever see. Almost a match I never knew I wanted to see until that. Glad you reminded me that he had that posted on there. Otherwise, I might not have caught that. Well, thank you, Mr. Awesome, for that one. If you don't know, if you haven't seen him, if you're a fan of Jason Walker, anybody that's watching this at any point in time, go to the APW channel and watch his videos that he's posted over the last couple of years, because they have been outstanding. That's my plug for that. Do I remember what happened to Walker last time he was in the ring? No, honestly, I don't. I can't even recall the last time exactly well, I'm trying to think of what happened. I know Jason Walker's streak was pretty much ended at Best in the Yard 3, 2, whichever year. It's been so long since he's really wrestled, so. Like I said, it'll be interesting to see what he can bring to the table now after a couple of years off. Not wrestling. The last time I really remember seeing him, he was in the corner of the FTC in a match in DVW. He wasn't wrestling. And we're supposed to get the Creed and Atlas, or the Creed and Walker, excuse me, match, and we never gotten that. So. Okay, that's it. Gunchat says, honestly, here's my opinion. I think Shadow Grim is going to walk out champion out of the Rumble, but he's not going to walk out the show as champion. Remember, Yankee has a briefcase. That he does. Yankee does have that briefcase. Whether or not it's still valid, I couldn't tell you for sure. But on that note, on that note, that's in the Air 3, that table that broke him into reality. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking you were going towards, but I wasn't positive. That TJ powerbombed Arnold through Walker through the table. So. Like I said, he's been on TV once. They've been in wrestling once since then, and that was as a corner man for the FTC and DVW. But yeah, I'll be looking forward to seeing where that goes from there. Again, the next time you guys will see me on here, as far as I know as of right now, will be for that SummerSlam and NXT TakeOver Toronto prediction show sometime during the week before those two shows air. I'll update you on Twitter, Facebook, maybe even Instagram, if I feel like it, as to when exactly that date will be and if there's anybody that'll be joining me. All right. But seems as now it's 8 p.m. and I see that Monday Night Raw is starting with the new Universal Champion, Brock Lesnar. I think this is the best time to close out the show here. Thank you, Gunshot and Mr. Awesome, for coming in and getting involved with the show. Hopefully the people will watch it later, since it was just the two of you and Riley Bates popped in for a brief second. And we'll find out from if there'll be more of these in the future or not. If you guys want to know anything else, just make sure to follow me, keep track on Facebook and Twitter. For now, though, this has been WWE Loot Crate Unboxing and Tiger Talks Wrestling. Catch you guys next time.